This is approximately 12 by 24 feet up front, so 8 yards. So the middle of the flag is right at midfield. And if you want to, I suppose you can do it. And then you're going to have to push down on your knees.
Charlie has way more followers. But it's never the video.
And those are fast.
It's about half a second. So, and then actually we did that, Ryan and I did that right before I just
What's the point of that?
I feel like we could have done our broadcast tonight.
I think so. We usually don't start getting jacked up until we get like
stuffy pulling things under
It's
here.
been wet the whole time.
For down.
Set up. Well, the kids gotta do it. That's like an art project in the police. It's a stencil.
I was gonna buy one like for behind home plate in the basement, just for our logo. It was like $2,000. I know.
They turned around.
Artists are people too.
I'm telling you. It's a starving artist festival for a reason. But the people who gave me that quote were not starving.
Yeah.
Elvis on velvet or dogs playing poker?
I mean, is it made out of like crystal or was it made out of?
So I can
I would have thought that.
Once the NFL uses
Yeah. Yeah, well, one of them or something. I'm curious what Jim found. 15-yard wide one? That's a big one. But if you go big or go home.
I mean, at least 10. But like,
Edgar wins the toss in the
Way to go.
So we had 3 games, I think, that we haven't played.
Can't find people to do it.
I found out it was a little bit more extensive, 4 hours or whatever.
If you need more, let me know.
I was going to rack up passing or something.
Thank you.
It's so worth it.
Well, good evening and welcome to Edgar High School, and have we got a great football game for you tonight. It's Edgar and Colby in a great matchup. I'm Tom King, Dan Ross joining me here tonight, and this game has so many storylines. I guess where to start. Colby beat Edgar last year. Colby won the D6 championship last year. Both of these teams come in 4-0, 2-0 at the top of the Merriwood Conference. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, this is a game that is circled on the calendar when the schedule comes out early in the year, and Edgar has revenge on their minds tonight. They get the defending state champion Hornets at home.
Well, it's the old irresistible force against the immovable object. This Colby offense has been putting lots of points on the board. They've outscored their opponents so far 190-36. Put up 43, 41, 56, and 48 in their 4 games. The Edgar defense, on the other hand, has only given up 1 score, and that was the reserves late in the opening game against Lakeland. The starters on defense for Edgar haven't been scored on yet.
It's great to see. Yeah, great offense against great defense. I assume it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I've been wrong about 8 times this year, Tom.
That's what they always say up here in the press box at Edgar. It's going to be a low-scoring game. We'll see. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. First of all, for Edgar on defense, they won the toss and deferred to the second half. And they are led up front by Brett Baumgartner, Brady Stencil, and Carver Higgins. The linebacking crew is solid as well. Keegan Hartweg, Colby Weisenberger, Carter Butt, Jace Applebeck, and Justin Davis. And the defensive backs, Leighton Schuett, Tegan Strite, and Avery Normington for longtime head coach Jerry Sins. Edgar comes in, as we mentioned, with a record of 4-0. Wins against Lakeland 35-7, Stratford 14-0, 48-0 over Pacelli, and last week they beat Rosholt on the road 42-0. Colby, their starting offense, quarterback Tucker Meyer will lead the way. He's a 6'3", 179-pound senior. The running backs will get the ball for Colby tonight. Tevin Rue, a 5'7", 165-pound senior. Also, Caden Healy, 6'3", 183-pound senior, and Mateo Lopez, 6', 155-pound senior. The split end is Nathaniel Robita, a senior. And up front for Colby, it'll be Oscar Zamora, Tucker Brost, Grant Ulrich, Braxton Meyer, and Logan Stutkin. And those are all seniors as well. So a senior-laden squad for this Colby Hornets, even though they're the defending champs. Looks like they got a lot back from last year's team.
Yeah, they graduated seniors, skill players last year, and the line was juniors last year. Both sides of the ball on the line is going to be seniors against Edgar's juniors, more or less.
Colby is coached by Jim Hagan coming into this one. Our game brought to you in part tonight by Nicolay Bank. Nicolay Bank offers personal banking that works for you with locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. And also by Whitetail Properties. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties. The number is 715-213-4468. That's 715-213-4468. As Colby's defense is announced here, looks like it's going to be an overcast night. It did rain earlier, not hard, so the grass is going to be wet. We'll see if that's a factor for these running backs and wide receivers if they try to cut. We'll see if that's a problem tonight. Going back to this Colby team, we mentioned they have outscored their opponents 190-36 in their 4 games. The wins come against Neilsville Granton, 43-8 on opening night. They beat Spencer Marshfield Columbus 41-0, rolled over Iola Scandinavia 56-20, and topped Loyal 48-8. So, I mean, some of these teams, Iola Scandinavia traditionally is good. Spencer Marshfield Columbus, they may be struggling this year, but they're traditionally good. These are quality wins for this Colby team coming in.
A lot of big name wins. Those programs are a little bit down, right, as the cycle goes up and down throughout the years. This is going to be Colby's toughest test to date, obviously, having to travel to Edgar.
And even though Edgar beat Stratford earlier, this is probably Edgar's toughest game to date as well.
Sure.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens as both teams are being introduced. Edgar's in their green jerseys, white pants, and gold trim. Colby's in white with gold pants and black numerals.
Very similar colors.
Yeah, they are. The Colby Hornets and the Edgar Wildcats. And, you know, these guys know each other, right? They play in the same conference. They play against each other in other sports. So everybody in these small-town teams know the other team pretty well, I would think. And so, yeah, there's a lot of that going on. coming into tonight as well. Most of these teams start their players at a young age, right? Freshmen and sophomores playing varsity, they have to. I mean, they don't have any other choice in the matter with the rosters the way they are, but so they're well familiar with each other. And before we begin, we're going to have a flag ceremony at the center of the field. And let's take a listen to the national anthem tonight here at Edgar.
And players from Colby and Edgar display our colors at midfield. Nothing coming through up there? We have players out at the center of the field unveiling an American flag here. That is the delay before they start playing the national anthem. The color guard is ready to raise the flag over on the far side of the field here. This is something different that we haven't seen in the other games. Might expect a good crowd here at Edgar tonight for this one, despite the potential rain. They are talking about rain through the evening, but most of it is heading north the way it looks, so hopefully we'll get away with no rain here tonight to see if these teams can play and what they'll do in neutral weather conditions.
Is it homecoming tonight?
I believe it is homecoming week here at Edgar this week.
Yeah. A festive atmosphere. So that means halftime is going to be packed with pageantry. And the court, getting ready for the dance.
How many football players do you think are on the court? And will Jerry Sins allow them to be out here for the ceremonies, or will he be back in the locker room?
Usually it's full of football players. Maybe 5 with one other. Football players are very popular at Edgar, believe it or not, Tom.
I believe it. The Edgar defense will be on the field first. They won the toss, and why wouldn't you prefer when your defense hasn't given up a point yet, your starting defense anyway. So Colby will get the ball on offense to start here tonight.
This is the game of the Marywood Conference, I think. Auburndale and Abbotsford also undefeated. They might have something to say about it by the end of the season, but this is it.
Yeah, I got to believe that whoever wins this game certainly has a leg up now. You guys still got to go out and play the games, but
yep.
I think both of these teams would tell you that if they win this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about their chances to win the conference.
Both teams with state aspirations, different divisions. Colby's Division 6, Edgar Division 7. Edgar's the number 1 team in Division 7 this week.
And kicking off for the Wildcats will be Harrison Gravine. He kicks it up, and it's a short end-over-end kick. It'll be fielded at about the 18-yard line, across the 20, the 25, across the 30, and then met and knocked down hard at about the 33-yard line, and that's where Colby will start. On the return for the Wildcats was Mateo Lopez. It'll be 1st and 10 Hornets at their own 33.
A real tight game last year. Probably similar this year, I would guess.
Colby comes to the line. The quarterback, Tucker Meyer, under center, wing right. They're going to hand it off and try the left side first, and not much there for Mateo Lopez. Maybe got a couple. They're going to mark him out. Well, he got across the 35 to about the 36, so call it a pickup of 3 on the carry. 2nd down and 7 for the Hornets.
3 yards and a cloud of dust.
We'll see if the cloud of dust materializes here on a wet night.
That's pretty wet.
2 receivers wide left. Out of the gun this time. They're going to hand it off and try a sweep around the right side. And he gets around the corner, a missed tackle. And he's going to be fighting for extra yardage. Goes out of bounds just across the 40. That was Healy on the carry. Caden Healy, the senior. He picked up about 5. So call it 3rd and a couple. One of the Edgar defenders came up and tried to make an ankle tackle on Healy and missed, and that allowed him to pick up about 3 or 4 extra yards. So 3rd down and short here for the Hornets. Ball at their own 41-yard line. Tight formation, double wing. Meyer under center. Quick hitter, and it's Lopez. Did he get there? I don't know. Yeah, I guess he did. It's going to be close.
Oh, they're marking him short.
They are going to mark him short. It's going to be 4th down and less than a yard. He got only 1 on that. They tried the quick hitter. The Colby Hornets think they have the 1st down, but the officials disagree. Are they going to measure? Looks like they're going to measure now. But where the ball is now, that's definitely short. But they'll bring out the sticks here and measure this one. Our game brought to you in part by Ag Country. Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a farmer-owned co-op offering a wide array of custom financing and financial services. From loans and leases to crop insurance and tax and records, they have you covered. Contact Ag Country in Stevens Point to get started. Well, yeah, it is going to be enough for a 1st down. Boy, oh boy, it sure didn't look from where that ball was marked that it was. By about the tip of the football, it's a 1st down for the Hornets. And the Edgar coaching staff doesn't like that. They're talking to the officials about that mark.
Well, I'll tell you something, Tom. As someone who has officiated high school football, that chain is always right on the yard line, and you can tell that the ball is on the yard line. So, spoiler alert, he was going to get that.
By about the tip of the football. 1st and 10, Colby. Another tight formation here. Meyer, they're going to try a sweep around the left side. Now a cutback, and not much there. Good pursuit by the Edgar defense. Wrapped up the running back, Tevin Rue, who picked up a couple on that. Maybe 3. Call it 2nd down and 7. It was a sweep around the left side, but he cut it back in and then was swarmed on by green jerseys. 2nd down and 7 for the Hornets.
Yeah. Edgar in the backfield really blew that play up and made the runner have to come back into the middle of the field where the linebackers were able to get a good hit on him.
Rue's going to split out wide right to the near side now. They've got a man out wide left as well, and Meyer will operate out of the gun. Man comes in motion. They're going to be a penalty. One of the Edgar Wildcats jumped offside. That was Applebeck who went across the line when the running back went in motion. So it'll be an encroachment penalty against the Wildcats. So a free 5 here for Colby. And it'll be 2nd and short.
Some mental miscues early for Edgar. Missed tackles, penalties, all things for the coaching staff to talk to the players about at halftime.
2nd down and 2. A short 2. Ball just across midfield at the 49-yard line of Edgar. And inside handoff, that's going to be a 1st down. Powering down inside the 35, down near the, inside the 45, down near the 41-yard line. And on the run, Caden Healy that time picked up good yardage and a 1st down for Colby. It's going to be interesting to see. Neither of these teams have played really in a close game this year. I guess Edgar beat Stratford 14-0, so I guess you qualify that as a close game. But other than that, they've been blowouts. So tonight, you wouldn't expect this to be a blowout. We'll see how the teams react to playing in a close ball game. Inside handoff again, and not much there this time. Maybe getting a couple to the 40-yard line. And was that Healy on the carry again?
Looks like it.
Caden Healy, the senior, on the carry, picked up 2. Ball marked at the 40-yard line. They're going to hand it off, and nothing doing there. Green jerseys all over the running back. That was Healy on the carry. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up 1. Going to be 3rd down and 7.
Fourth down territory, I would assume here.
So let's see if they decide to go to the air here for the first time tonight. Got a man split out wide to the right on the near side. That's Nathaniel Robita. And they are going to pass play action. Here comes a blitz. He gets rid of it and throws it away. Incomplete. Coming in on the blitz was Jace Applebeck. And the quarterback, Meyer, turned. Applebeck was right in his face. He had to throw it before he wanted to and overthrew his intended receiver. It's going to be 4th down. It looks like Colby's bringing the punting unit on. They're going to try to pin Edgar deep. They've been able to work that blitz. They've worked it a number of times this year. Applebeck coming in. They use Weisenberger on that blitz as well, coming from the corner. And that time it was Applebeck, and he forced the throw. Colby's going to punt and try to pin Edgar deep. And the snap is good. And the punt's away. It's a high, booming punt, and they're going to let it bounce. It'll go into the end zone, and now we're going to get a flag behind the play. What was that all about? I think somebody said something because I didn't see any action going on. The penalty marker is going to be down at the 42-yard line. Boy, if that's against Edgar, that would be huge, but there wasn't anybody really near the punter. The punter didn't get knocked down, so I'm thinking maybe it was somebody who said something. Well, looks like it's going to be against Colby.
Yeah, the official moved the flag to a yard line, which means it's probably holding because it's 10 yards from the spot. Otherwise, they wouldn't really care about where the flag is.
We still haven't seen a signal. It is going to be a hold against Colby. So Edgar will get the football here.
Not my first rodeo, Tom.
Are they going to make him punt again? They're going to make him punt again, it looks like. Well, I think. Let's see. Yeah, they're going to make him kick it again. Those holding penalties in high school football are just so onerous when they mark them where the penalty occurred.
Watching Colby warm up in pregame, the punters, they were punting this way, and they got some legs on them.
So they're going to kick it again. This time the punter standing back inside the 40-yard line. Snap is good. Here's the punt. It's another boomer. And this time it's going to be fielded at about the 5-yard line. They're going to fake the reverse, and Butt's going to bring it ahead across the 10. And it goes out of bounds across the 20-yard line. Colby covered that well. We've seen Edgar run one back this year with that fake reverse. And Edgar will have the football for the first time. 1st and 10 on their own 22-yard line.
Yeah, they got 2 yards on the penalty.
Well, you make him punt it again, hoping maybe there's a bad snap over the punter's head or something like that, maybe. All right, here come the Wildcats for the first time on offense tonight. Tegan Strite, who's having a great year at quarterback for Edgar. Split backfield behind him. And they're going to hand it off inside. No, they're going to fake it. Strite's going to keep it, and he busts it. He's got one man to beat. He gets it down the far sideline. He's going to be run out of bounds into Colby territory near the 40-yard line. An inside handoff faked to Butt, and then Strite kept it on the option and got it around the right side. Somebody didn't contain for Colby, and Strite's able to break a big one.
38 yards.
They're going to say he went out of bounds at the 41-yard line of the Hornets, and Edgar in business just like that.
Yeah, if you're Colby, that is not the way you want to start your first offensive possession.
Well, you've got to, account for Carter Butt, but you also have to account for these other guys. I mean, Strite, Weisenberger, Applebeck, they all could do some things on offense. Edgar is not a one-man offense by any stretch of the imagination. Now they hand it off, and they're going to bust it outside again, and they're going to score. Going all the way is going to be Colby Weisenberger, and once again, Colby did not hold containment, and Weisenberger bounced it outside and just outran everybody to the end zone. 2 plays, Edgar's on the board here. They lead it 6-0 pending the conversion.
Unbelievable. What a start for the Wildcats.
And if you were the Colby defense and you were preparing for a steady diet of Carter Butt, he hasn't touched the ball yet, and Colby's got 2 plays and a touchdown. So they will go for 2 here. Butt and Weisenberger in the backfield behind Stride, who's under center. 2 receivers wide to the right. They like that fade route to shoe it in these situations. Let's see if they go with that. It is going to be a pass. Stride rolls out right. He throws it up in the end zone. It's going to be intercepted. No good. There wasn't anybody to throw to, or at least he didn't see anybody to throw to there, and just threw it up into the middle of the end zone. So it's no good on the conversion. 6-0 Edgar. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Edgar Colby football on Zaleski Sports.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
At Express Employment Professionals, we place people from all walks of life in all kinds of jobs.
Hi, welcome to Express. Please sign in and have a seat.
Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks.
We're back here at Edgar High School. Tom King, Dan Ross, as the Edgar Wildcats will kick off after that 2-play drive, culminating in the 41-yard run by Colby Weisenberger for the touchdown. 2-point conversion attempt was no good. 6-0 the score. Gravine will kick off again, and it is a short end-over-end kick, and it's going to be fielded at about the 15, across the 20, the 25, and breaking a tackle and then getting stuffed. Big hit on special teams there. I think that was Baumgartner who put the hit on the Colby return man, Mateo Lopez. Lopez broke 1 tackle, and then Baumgartner blew him up.
Edgar very motivated. Being on the field last year in Colby for that game, Colby obviously very excited that they won that game because it felt like the Super Bowl for him at the time. And there were a lot of feelings after that game. I think it's coming out here early.
Hornets come back to the line, double wing. And they're going to try to counter play, and it goes nowhere. And I think on the stop, Carver Higgins gets in the backfield, blows that play up, and throws the running back for a loss back inside the 30-yard line to about the 29. I think that was Tevin Rue on the carry on the counter play. Second down and 13 for the Hornets. Out of the gun this time. And Meyer wants to throw. Penalty flags fly. He's got a man, but they're going to blow the play dead. Ooh, the receiver caught the ball in the open field with nobody around him. He could have run for a long time on that. Instead, the play is blown dead. It's going to be an illegal procedure call against the Hornets. Our game brought to you in part tonight by Stone Innovations of Plover. They're here to serve you. Stone Innovations specializes in the fabrication, design, and installation of stone countertops. Stone Innovations Incorporate operates with the most advanced fabrication equipment in the industry. Visit stoneinnovations.net to begin your order. Hornets back to the line. Meyer out of the gun again. Receivers left and right. Wing right. And he wants to throw. No, he's going to hand it off. Delayed handoff, big hole. Makes one man miss across the 30 and out back near the original line of scrimmage. Healy on the carry again. And picked up about 11 on that. It's going to be 3rd down and about 8. Third and a long 7, maybe 8. And they'll work out of the gun again with a wing right. 2 receivers in the formation, left and right. Fake handoff, now the counter play again, and once again it goes nowhere. Is that Higgins again filling that hole? I believe it is. Yeah, Carver Higgins. That's twice they've tried that counter play, and Higgins doesn't bite, and he's there waiting for the running back. Healy gets knocked down in another punting situation here for Colby. Clock moving, 6 minutes to play here. First quarter, 6-0 Edgar, and the Wildcats will get the ball back.
Yeah, if you get into long situations where you're behind the sticks in this Edgar defense, you're really putting yourself up against the wall.
Well, and trying to come back against this defense as well, if you get down by 2 or 3 scores, is problematic as well. Here's the punt. It's a line drive punt this time. Going to take a bounce and picked up, bobbled by Budd. Now he's going to pick it up, and he's going to try to make something out of this. And he is just going to be swarmed under by gold, white jerseys, gold helmets back all the way to the 15-yard line. He kept trying to retreat and make something out of that, but there was nowhere to go as the blocking sort of broke down on special teams that time for the Wildcats, and it'll be 1st and 10 Edgar at their own 15-yard line. So the Wildcats barely broke a sweat in their first offensive possession. Let's see what they do here. The Colby defense has really got to do a better job of containment if they're going to hope to slow down this Edgar offense. They've got wide receivers left and right this time. Strite will go under center. He's going to fake the pitch. He wants to throw. He's got a man across the middle of the field, incomplete. He overled his intended receiver, trying to get that to Avery Normington. It's incomplete.
Yeah, he was open. Defender playing behind him. Good idea. Just like you said, let him maybe a yard too much.
Well, with the running attack that Edgar has, if you're a defense, you've almost got to sell out for the run and hope that you don't get caught with somebody behind you on the pass. A couple of weeks ago, Edgar caught Pacelli sleeping, and they threw one over the top down the middle of the field early in the game. Man in motion this time. And they're going to hand it off, and this is Butt, spins away from one tackle, breaks another, and then he's finally corralled and dropped after a short gain. There were 3 tacklers there, and he made 2 miss before one of them got a hold of an ankle and dragged him down after a short pickup of only a yard. That was a tough yard for Carter Butt on his first carry of the night. Gave him about 2 on that. Call it 2nd down, but make that 3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats. See if they want to go to the air here. Offset backfield. They're going to hand it off on the counter play. Weisenberger makes one man miss, stays on his feet, and then gets knocked down. Got it out to about the 20. It's going to be 4th down. Going to be a punting situation here for the Wildcats from their own 20-yard line.
That's a win for the Colby defense, trying to flip the field a little bit here.
Clock rolling, 4:13 to play first quarter, 6-0 Edgar. Colby thinks they're going to get good field position. Their return men are standing right at midfield.
I'm sure it's well scouted.
And it's a decent punt, going to be fielded right at the 50-yard line. That's Rue on the return and gets knocked down. Got it down inside the 45 to about the 41 or 2-yard line, depending on where they mark it. And Colby will have field position in Edgar territory to begin this possession. They're going to mark it at the 41-yard line.
Colby will start 1st and 10 at Edgar's 41-yard line.
So when you can't move the ball, have your special teams and defense get you up the field a little bit. Good opportunity for the Hornets.
And they'll come to the line. Tucker Meyer under center. Split backfield behind him. Wing right. They're going to try the quick hitter up the middle and broke one tackle, but then nowhere to go. I believe that was Weisenberger in on that stop. Yeah, Weisenberger nailed him. He was the second man that hit him. Call it a pickup of maybe 1.5. He got it to the 40-yard line. Call it second down and 8. They're going to mark it at the 39. Second down and 8 for the Hornets. Meyer hands it off. They're going to try a sweep right this time. Now cutting it back. Positive yardage. He paid for it. Got hit hard down inside the 35. Healy, the ball carrier again, picked up positive yardage. Going to be short of the first down by a couple. It's going to be third down and 2. Ball marked at about the 33-yard line. They got to get to the 31 for a first down.
A lot of hard hits.
Oh, man. The Edgar defense, yeah, they lay it on you, no doubt about it. If you're going to get yardage, you're going to pay for it. Let's see what they do here on third and short. Tight formation. And a quick hitter inside and falling forward. Didn't need much. Looks like he's going to have enough for the first down. Well, it's going to be close, but I think he got it. I don't know. Look at where they're standing. They're going to mark him short. It's going to be fourth down and less than a yard. That's a pretty good mark for the Wildcats right there. It looked like he fell forward enough to get it, but they mark him down short, be fourth and less than a yard. So now does Meyer keep it or does he give it to one of his running backs? They're going to set up in an I formation here. Usually you'd think the first guy threw the fullback on a quick hitter. They're going to give it to the second back through. He dives through. He's going to have the first down. He got it out across the 30. That's Healy on the dive play through the left side of the line and picked up enough. They're going to mark him at the 30. That was a nice. He didn't need much. And it's a first down for Colby.
Good push up front.
Yeah, that time they did get the push they needed, and Healy slid through the little opening and picked up the first down. 1:35 to play here, first quarter. Colby on the move, trying to get the equalizer. They trail 6-0. Meyer out of the gun, wants to throw. Here comes the blitz. He's going to throw deep. He's got a man. It's going to be overthrown. The receiver turned back the route for some reason, and the quarterback thought he was going deep to the corner of the end zone, and the pass overthrown, incomplete.
I like the idea. You run the ball, you run the ball, you run the ball. 1st and 10, play action. You had man-to-man coverage on the outside and just a little bit of a communication issue between the receiver and the quarterback.
Schuett was able to close the gap, the sophomore defensive back, and get there on coverage, but the ball was well overthrown. Second down and 10. Offset backfield behind Meyer this time, wing right. Play action again. He's going to set up a screen pass, and that's going nowhere. They had no blockers over there to help on the screen, and making the initial hit for the Wildcats was Carter Butt, and then 3 or 4 of his teammates came in to finish him off. Going to be a loss back to about the 36-yard line. That's going to bring up third down and long now as we go under a minute to play in the first quarter.
Third and real long.
Edgar drops a couple of safeties back, almost to the first down marker. They're going to try to run it, try a sweep, now a cutback, running room, breaking tackles, and going to be short. But they picked up big yardage. Healy got a good run around the right side, cut it back, and leapfrogged over a couple of would-be tacklers. Going to be short of the first down by maybe 2. So it's going to be fourth down and 2. You would think Colby would go for it here as they picked up about 14 on that carry by Healy. And they're going to let the quarter wind down, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. 1 quarter in the books, and as we thought, a defensive struggle so far with Edgar leading 6-0. You're watching Edgar Colby football on Zaleski Sports.
Thank you for helping Abbey Bank become the most highly recommended community bank.
Thank you to all of our customers for helping us be successful.
Thank you for putting your trust in us.
Thank you for your loyalty.
Thank you for helping us support our communities.
We are grateful for customers like you.
Thank you to all of our customers. We hope to see you soon.
Stone Innovations, home of Wisconsin's largest granite and quartz selection, is now featuring the best stone shopping experience in the state. Our brand new indoor facility allows for a home-like, comfortable atmosphere. Choose from hand-picked stone from around the world and select the perfect look for your dream kitchen in the best lighting possible. Then sit down with our free design services to customize the look of your kitchen. Our projects come with a lifetime warranty. Stone Innovations, Wisconsin's granite and quartz leader. Appleton, Rhinelander, Clover, Madison.
And we're back here at Edgar. Tom King, Dan Ross, as Edgar leading Colby here 6-0. The only score, a 41-yard run by Colby Weisenberger. The two-point conversion attempt was no good. And now it's 4th down and a couple, and Colby in Edgar territory will go for it here. 4th and a long 2 at the 23-yard line. Meyer's going to operate out of the gun here. Man in motion, they hand it off inside, and they're not going to get it. The Edgar defense sniffed that play out immediately and stuffed him inside. And as we have seen numerous times this year, the Edgar defense forces the other team to turn the ball over on downs.
Yeah, just jammed up the middle. I'm a little bit surprised that Colby tried to go right up the gut against the Edgar front six. Didn't happen.
Carver Higgins, a 5'10", 210-pound senior. We've called his name 3 or 4 times already tonight. He's having a big game on defense so far for the Wildcats. And he was one of the guys in there to stuff that along with Brady Stencil. So Edgar takes over 1st and 10 on their own 22-yard line. They slowly come to the line. Keegan Strite will come under center off or split backfield behind him. They're going to hand it off to Butt. Puts his head down and doesn't have much. Maybe got a yard. He got driven backwards by about 3 Colby tacklers that time. They only gave him a yard on that. 2nd down and 9. Colby defensive front doing a pretty good job so far in the middle. They haven't been able to contain the edges. At least they didn't on that first possession by the Wildcats, but the yards have been tough to come by up the middle.
Yeah, the first possession, Edgar did a little bit, two plays of little misdirection counterplay. Worked really well. Less so running between the tackles.
See what they do here. Stride under center, man comes in motion all the way across the field. They're going to hand it off. First man through, positive yardage out near the 29-yard line. It was Carter Butt again on the carry. Picked up about 4 on that. Third down and 5.
You saw even on that play, they put a man in motion to fake it to him just to get the defense running a little bit, trying to make him think. Worked for 5 yards, 4 yards.
Yeah, there was a little bit of more of a seam that time that Butt was able to slide through. But it's still 3rd down and 5 here for the Wildcats. They split a man out wide right. Straight under center, man comes in motion again. And now he wants to throw. Stride looking downfield. They've got a man behind the defense. Caught! Oh! Dropped and then intercepted. Oh my goodness. Back the other way come the Hornets. What turned from a possible touchdown, Jace Applebeck bobbled the ball up in the air. One of the Colby Hornets picked it off, and it'll be Colby football at the 49-yard line. Applebeck was behind the defense, and he caught the ball in stride, bobbled it, and then it went up in the air, and the Colby defender was bailed out. He was able to get the interception. I didn't see who that was, but
that is definitely not on straight.
No, the throw was right there.
Yeah.
Hit him in stride, and
yeah, he had 3-4 yards on the defender. All you had to do is haul it in. Easier said than done.
So it's 1st down for the Hornets at their own 49-yard line. Let's see what the first turnover of the game does. Now they want to throw. Meyer throws it downfield. He's got a man. It's going to be caught between the defenders, and he is going to get it into the end zone for a touchdown. And just like that, the momentum of this game shifts. 49-yard touchdown pass across the middle of the field. Nathaniel Robita, the senior wide receiver, gathered that in between two Edgar defenders and then just outran a couple of defenders to the end zone. Wow. 6-6 now, pending the extra point. Well, it didn't take long to find out what the first turnover of the game would mean. Here's the extra point kick, and that is going to be blocked. No good, and the score will remain 6-6. We'll take a timeout. This one, you're watching high school football, Colby and Edgar on Zaleski Sports.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium company-paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood.
Winter's coming fast, which means it's time to hit the trails. Bill's Service Center has all things you need to stay warm and dry on the trails this winter. With a full selection of jackets, bibs, helmets, boots, casual wear. And don't forget that Bill's is your chainsaw safety gear headquarters. Bill's Service Center is your one-stop connection for all your cold weather riding gear.
Don't freeze your jingle bells off. Get your cold weather riding gear at Bill's Service Center. Bill's Service Center, where the adventure begins.
Winter's coming.
And we're back here at Edgar as the Colby Hornets will kick off. Game now tied at 6. Tegan Strite, Carter Buck back deep. Actually, it's Weisenberger back there now. Strite's going to fake it to Weisenberger and keep it, try to get it around the right side. Colby wasn't buying that fake, and Strite gets wrestled out of bounds. Edgar fans wanted a flag for a late hit, but they're going to let that go. And the Wildcats will start this drive, 1st and 10 from about the 18-yard line. Looks like. That's how quickly the momentum in a game can change. Edgar looked like they were going to complete a long pass that might have gone for a touchdown and given them a 2-score lead. Instead, Colby gets the pick. And then one play later, they're in the end zone and we're tied at 6.
A crazy 2 plays back-to-back.
Strite will come under center, offset backfield, actually split backfield behind him. He wants to throw, straight drop, looking downfield, throws it up for grabs. It's a wobbler, and it's going to be picked off again. Colby will get the interception at the 43-yard line. Strite didn't get anything on that pass, and it just floated, and it was an easy interception this time for the Hornets. And all of a sudden, Colby has the football in Edgar territory.
The bad part about that is the receiver was behind the defense and just kind of
he got that up in the air, got too much air under it, and it just floated. And
it was just wobbling in the air.
Yeah.
So he just didn't get quite the right grip and release on it.
Decided to go to the air again. Now we're going to get a whistle and a timeout called by the Wildcats.
Family Restaurant is located just south of Highway 29 in Edgar and open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, drink, dessert, get it all at Edgar Family Restaurant. Homemade food to fill your belly and your soul. Daily specials including Friday fish fry, soup, salad, pies made from scratch, and a full menu of choices are yours at Edgar Family Restaurant. Give back to those who support our community. Give back and visit Edgar Family Restaurant for breakfast tomorrow, then stay for lunch and dinner too. Edgar Family Restaurant is a proud backer of Wildcats football.
When the last thing you need to happen does. One of our 16 mobile service trucks from Sherrill Tire and Service Center can keep you rolling and growing. Sherrill Tire and Service Center, your locally owned farm tire specialist.
Sherrill Tire and Service, keep growing and rolling with us.
Find your location at SherrillTire.com. When the last thing...
And we're back here at Edgar. Tom King, Dan Ross, as the Colby Hornets take over after the interception. 1st and 10 in Edgar territory at the 43-yard line. Meyer will operate under the gun here, and they'll hand it off. And this is a big gain. Breaking tackles. That's Caden Healy again, and picked up big yardage. Going to be a pickup of about
8 on that. Going to be 2nd down and 2 for the Hornets. Nothing fancy about that, just straight up the middle, and he was able to keep his balance after getting knocked around a little bit and fell forward for 7 or 8 yards. Meyer will come under center, double wing formation this time. They're going to hand it off and try the left side. And 1st down yardage. And breaking tackles and now getting it outside and finally being dragged down. And now a face mask penalty on top of it. All of a sudden, Colby is moving the football. And they're going to get 1st down yardage on that run. Plus, they're going to tack on a face mask or a horse collar tackle. It's actually going to be a face mask penalty on the end. They didn't wrap up the running back, Tevin Rue, that time, and he broke a tackle and picked up extra yardage. And they're going to mark that. All the way down to about the 18-yard line. Well, let's see how Edgar handles a little adversity. They haven't had a lot so far this year, especially on the defensive side of the ball. 1st and 10 Hornets from the Edgar 18-yard line. Meyer out of the gun. Edgar showing blitz. Long snap count. Blitz comes and not much there. They give it to Healy. He falls forward for maybe a yard. Call it 2nd down and 9. Baumgartner and Davis in on the stop for the Wildcats. 8:33 to play here, first half, tied at 6. But Colby has already caused 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions of Edgar quarterback Tegan Strite. And now Colby on the move trying to capitalize on this one. They scored after the first one. Now fumble, ball's on the ground. Who's got it? Wildcats have it. Tucker Meyer lost the handle on the football, and Edgar comes up with it. Applebeck will recover the fumble. And it will be 1st and 10 Wildcats. So the defense takes advantage of a Colby mistake and gets the football back.
I'm guessing this will not be a pass play.
I wouldn't bet on it either. Applebeck gets a little bit. He's gonna tell you that it doesn't make up for dropping that pass before, but it helps a little bit. They recover the football, and Edgar gets the ball back. Wing right, straight under center. And they give it to Butt up the middle, and once again, tough yardage. Got it across the 20 to about the 23, maybe the 24. Pickup of about 4 on that. Call it 2nd down and 6. And they gave him 5. Call it 2nd down and 5. Overcast night, no wind at all, and it hasn't rained since a little drizzle before the game started.
Beautiful weather.
For mid-September, we'll take it. Wing right, split backfield. This time they hand it off, try the left side, and nothing there. Driven backwards, might be a loss. Let's see where they give him forward progress. That's Weisenberger on the carry. And they're going to call it a loss of about 2 or 3 on that. So we're going to be 3rd down and about 7 now for the Wildcats. Ball marked at the 21-yard line, just across the 20.
I'm guessing we're going to get a pass or at least a play action or something here.
Strite's going to roll out to the right, being pressured, throws, and he's got a man caught. Going to be near the first down. I think he's going to be a little bit short. Baumgartner, the tight end, made the catch, sliding near the 12. They're going to mark him at the 27. Looked like he was farther than that. It's going to be 4th down and about a yard. Now Jerry Sins has got a decision to make here. Looks like he's going to keep his offense on the field. Or is he? Apparently not. He changed his mind. At this point in time, tied at 6. In your own territory, he'll punt this one away.
Yeah, I mean, little over 6 minutes left in the first half. You don't want to give Colby the ball all the way down here.
So they will punt. Haynerfoos is going to stand at about his own 15-yard line. They only need a yard. Would you try a fake at this point in the field? Probably not. See what they decide to do. The snap is back, and Haynerfoos will punt it. Fair catch called immediately, and it bobbled it, but picked it up again near the 43-yard line. Weisenberger got down there to cover it. Actually, not Weisenberger. That is Leighton Schuett. But Colby will have it at their own 44-yard line. 1st and 10 with 5:50 to play in the first half. Colby has all 3 of their timeouts remaining as well. Tucker Meyer, the quarterback for the Colby Hornets. 6'3", 179-pound senior. Brings them to the line. He'll operate out of the gun. Wide receivers left and right. Wing right. I think that's Healy, the running back there with him, and he'll get the football. They'll try it around the right side, and he breaks tackles, and he'll have first down yardage and more into Edgar territory at about the 44-yard line, maybe the 45. It's going to be enough for a first down, though. Pickup of about 11 on the carry. Ball's going to be marked at the 44 of the Wildcats, and Colby comes back to the line. Well, now if you're the Wildcats, all you want to do now is go into halftime tied at 6. Edgar will get the football to start the second half. Man in motion. They're going to hand it off and try a sweep around the left side. Big running room. Cuts it downfield all the way down to the 29-yard line. That play well designed and worked. Coming around to take that handoff, Mateo Lopez, as he came in motion, took the handoff and brought it around the left corner for big yardage. Another first down for Colby at the 28-yard line. They come to the line, Meyer out of the gun. Handed off inside. Healy straight ahead, got hit immediately. Hit hard and brought down, but he did pick up positive yardage down to the 35. Actually, to the 25, 25-yard line. Pickup of about 4 or 5 on that. Call it 4. Second down and 6. Baumgartner and Affelbeck in on the stop. Colby walks to the line. Double wing formation once again. Meyer under center. They're going to try the right side this time, and Healy cuts it back, spins away from one tackler. He's going to have first down yardage down inside the 15. Colby keeps moving the football. Caden Healy, the 6'3", 183-pound senior, running well here for the Hornets, but credit that offensive line as well for opening up some holes. They are moving the ball against Edgar as well as any team has done so far this season. Both of these teams unbeaten, 4-0 overall, 2-0 in the conference. Down to 4 minutes to play in the first half we go. It's going to be 1st and 10, Colby from the Edgar 15-yard line. They're going to hand it off again, try the left side this time, cutting back and gang tackle, but not before getting it down near the 10-yard line. Lopez on the carry for about 5. Going to be second down at about 5. They're going to mark it inside the 10. Clock moving, 3:34, but Colby, as we mentioned, has all 3 timeouts remaining. Time is not going to be a factor on this drive. Receivers left and right. Meyer out of the gun this time. And they're going to hand it off. Healy again, big hole. He's met by Butt, breaks the tackle. The ball's loose. Who's got it? It's a battle for the loose ball. They're going to say Colby, I believe, recovered it. Edgar had a shot at that football. The ball went backwards as the running back, Healy, got popped by Carter Butt. The ball came out, but Edgar could not cover it up. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4 for Colby. Ball's going to be marked at about the 7-yard line, maybe the 8. They come to the line. Meyer out of the gun. Hand it off to Healy again, cuts it back, another big hole. He'll take it into the end zone, touchdown. Colby will get the lead here on the 8-yard touchdown run by Caden Healy. And it's 12-6 pending the extra point with 2:30 to play in the first half. Our game brought to you in part by Fleet Farm. Get ready for fall cleanup at Fleet Farm. Get all the gear you need from mowers and spreaders to grass seed and fertilizers. Plus, check out supplies for outside jobs like pressure washers, shed, and paint as well. Get everything you need in one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm. Colby will attempt to kick the extra point here. Tucker Brost. Snap is good. The kick is up, and this one is good. And it's 13-6. Colby with the lead. You're watching Edgar Colby football on Zaleski Sports.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
Cropping Central, conveniently located between Edgar and Stratford on County Road N, 715-352-2843. Let Cropping Central take care of your field plans, yield mapping, crop scouting, and crop protection, including hail insurance. Cropping Central, 715-352-2843, and visit them on County Road N, west of Edgar.
We're back here at Edgar High School. Tom King, Dan Ross says the Wildcats trailing, I believe, for the first time this season.
Yeah, you can see the Colby offensive line starting to push Edgar back. Colby, 31 plays in the first half, Edgar 12 offensive plays.
Yeah, some bigger holes than we're used to seeing through that Edgar defense by this Colby offensive line. Edgar will get the ball back here, though, with 2:30 to play and 2 timeouts. Long kick. They're going to let it go into the end zone.
You don't see a lot of touchbacks in high school football.
No, I tell you, we saw some in the Rapids point game last week. Those kickers could boom it. I think every kick was a touchback. It was something to see. But, yeah, not often. And that was one right there. So Edgar will begin 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. 2:30 to play first half and 2 timeouts remaining, trailing now by 7.
I say that the defense needs to rest, but a lot of the defense plays offense. So,
yeah, some of these guys rarely sit down. Wildcats come to the line. And they're going to hand it off. Inside handoff. That's Butt. He's gang tackled and picked up a few on that. Picked up about 3. Call it 2nd down and 7. Well, they gave him 4, so call it 2nd and 6. Wildcats back to the line. Wing left. Split backfield. And the fumble. Strite's going to throw it out to his man, and they're going to say that Strite had his knee on the ground. I think they're going to whistle that play dead. The ball was fumbled to snap, and I think Strite kneeled down, and they whistled the play dead. He pitched it, tried to get it outside to Weisenberger, but they blow the play dead, and it will be 3rd down and 7, maybe more if they lost yardage on that. They're going to mark it back to about the 21-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and about 8. Colby takes a timeout here. We'll take one as well with 1:44 to play in the half. You're watching Edgar Colby football on Zaleski Sports.
What Heartland Farms is a large potato and vegetable operation. Who Heartland Farms is a group of hardworking, dedicated people who have a common vision.
Heartland Farms is an accumulation of individuals who came from family farm backgrounds, grew up on family farms, and now have come together as one larger team to own and manage a much larger farm enterprise.
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
Strite wants to throw. He wants to throw deep. He's got a man behind the defense. He overthrows Shuett. He had him, and the throw was about 3 yards too long.
It's hard to overthrow him. He's fast.
That was a pretty good throw by Strite that time. His last pass, he floated, and it got picked off. That one, only Shuett was going to be able to get it. And once again, Edgar is getting behind the defense with their wide receivers, but they just haven't been able to connect tonight so far. Going to bring up a 4th down and a punting situation now for the Wildcats. Colby's going to get the ball back with 1:40 to play and 2 timeouts. So a 3 and out for Edgar here will give Colby another shot to put some points on the board. High snap, and they get it away, a line drive, end over punt. It's caught on the run, and now a big return for Colby, and he may take this one the distance. Oh, he falls down at about the 10-yard line. Mateo Lopez took that punt on the run at about the 45, maybe right near midfield, and just weaved through traffic all the way down to the 10-yard line, and the Colby Hornets are in business again here.
Yeah, that happens pretty often when you get a line drive kick. It was a bad snap. The punter had to get it away pretty quick. Line drive kick, it's just like throwing it out to him and just have it come back without anybody in front of him.
And the Hornets come to the line smelling another score on the board here. They're going to try the left side on a handoff. Now cutting it back, and it's going to be Tevin Rue is brought down after a short pickup. Brady Stencil on the tackle for the Wildcats. Got it, maybe a yard on that. 2nd down and goal from the 9. Clock moving, 1:05 to play in the half. Meyer out of the gun, hands it off. This is Healy, breaks one tackle, and he's wrapped up, but falls forward to near the 6. Picked up about 4 on that. And now Colby's going to take their 2nd timeout with 49.6 seconds to play. We'll keep it right here, and I can remind you that one of our great sponsors is Heartland Farms, a 5th-generation potato and vegetable farm producing many varieties of chipping potatoes and currently farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. They're currently the cream of the crop in the potato farming business. Learn more at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm. Also by Whitetail Properties. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties, 715-213-4468. That's 715-213-4468. 13-6, Colby over the Wildcats here with 49.6 seconds to play in the first half. We talk about, tough to come back against this Edgar defense. Edgar's offense hasn't had to come back from a deficit this season, especially a two-score deficit, which could happen here right before halftime.
Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting if Colby decides to go for a field goal if Edgar's able to stop the Hornets on 3rd down here. To make it a 2-score game, I think conventional wisdom tells you yes, but the allure of being up 14 is real.
Well, we just saw their kicker put one into the end zone on a kickoff. You would think that maybe they can attempt a short field goal. 3rd down and goal from the 6 as Meyer will operate out of the gun. He wants to throw. Now he's flushed, and he is going to throw it up for grabs. It's going to be incomplete. Good defensive play at the goal line by Weisenberger. That was an ill-advised throw by Meyer. He was going to get sacked. He just threw it up for anybody to grab near the goal line, and he was lucky that didn't get picked off. Weisenberger knocked it away, and it'll bring up a 4th down and goal from the 6.
And they brought the block out to kick.
And they are going to try a field goal here. Tucker Brost is the kicker. He's also an offensive lineman. So that means they've got a backup offensive lineman in at the lineman position here as Brost lines up to kick. Ball's going to be marked at about the 14-yard line. Snap is good. Kick is up, and the kick is good. With 38.8 seconds to play before halftime, the Colby Hornets have pushed the lead to 10 points here at 16-6. We'll hang on right here. I can remind you again, Ag Country is one of our great sponsors. Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a farmer-owned co-op offering a wide array of custom financing and financial services, loans and leases, crop insurance, tax and records, and more. They've got you covered. Contact Ag Country in Stevens Point to get started. Also, Nicolay Bank. Nicolay Bank offers personal banking that works for you with locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. So, something new and different for this Edgar Wildcat team right now. They will go into halftime and find themselves behind in a game. We mentioned both of these teams come in tonight dominating most of the games they've played this year, both 4-0. The only close game that either team has played was the 14-0 win Edgar had over Stratford. Other than that, they've all been blowouts. And now a 10-point lead for Colby with 38.8 seconds to play in the first half. Edgar will get the ball to start the second half. They have it now here to end the first half. It's going to be a squib kick, going to be fielded and then bobbled, and then just having to fall on it for Edgar was Keegan Hartway.
The ball's pretty slippery. Both sides are struggling a little bit holding on to it. Moisture off the field from pregame rain, maybe?
When we saw that long pass earlier that Applebeck bobbled and then turned into an interception, which Colby turned into points. 1st and 10, Edgar. And I would imagine right now they're just going to be happy to get into the locker room. Let's see if they try to throw something down the field. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. If they want to try down the field again, they've had the receivers behind the defense, and Strite's going to want to throw again. He's going to throw it deep. He's got Schuett behind the defense again. This time he catches it down inside the 30 and pushed out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Boy, if you're Colby, you just can't let that happen. How can you let a receiver get behind the defense at this point in the game with just a few seconds remaining in the half, knowing that if Edgar's going to score, they're going to have to hit a big play, and they do.
50 yards.
50-yard pass from Strite to Schuett. And the ball's going to be 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. So now Edgar's 2 timeouts will play into this with just 27.4 seconds remaining on the clock. Would this be a huge momentum shift if Edgar can get points here and knowing they're going to get the football back to start the second half?
Like you said, Edgar's been able to get behind the secondary repeatedly. Finally pays off.
Strite under center. He wants to throw again. Across the middle, it's going to be nearly picked off and incomplete. Right through the hands of one of the Colby defenders. Tevin Rue was there, and he's mad at himself for not gathering that one in. Incomplete. Going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats, 22.1 seconds remaining.
The receiver down the whole way that time, and the defense was able to nearly pick it off. Rue should probably have had it.
Once again, I come back to this, that the first 2 plays from scrimmage that Edgar ran were runs around the end, and they haven't gone back to those at all since then. They resulted in a big gain and a touchdown. Strite wants to pass again, drops back, he's got time, throws it down the middle, it's going to be incomplete. Might have been tipped by one of the Colby defenders who was diving for a possible interception. He was trying to get the ball down to Schuett. Inside the 5-yard line, going to be incomplete. 3rd down and 10 now.
Too far to kick a field goal from here.
You've got the 2 timeouts remaining, so you can try any play you want here.
I almost wonder if it's a draw or run.
And Strite's going to run the option. He's going to hang on to it. Now he goes back behind the line of scrimmage again, and then he's going to be drilled out of bounds. Are they going to get a penalty flag over there? No, apparently not. He got hit. Must have been inbounds when he got nailed over there. Strite ran the option. He went forward, then he went backward, and he only picked up about 2 yards on that before he went out of bounds, but a lot of time came off the clock. Only 8.3 seconds remain. 4th down, so unless they can pick up a 1st down here, it'll be the final play of the half. And Edgar is going to take one of their timeouts here. Actually, looks like Colby's going to take their final timeout. All right, Colby takes a timeout. I guess we'll take a quick one as well. We'll be back after this. You're watching Colby Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
When buying or selling land, the biggest decision you make is choosing your representation. Whitetail Properties is the top real estate company for selling hunting land, recreational properties, and farms. Our nationwide network of sportsmen, farmers, and investors offers a great opportunity for you to capitalize on the true market value of your property. In central Wisconsin, Brian Roosh is your local land specialist and is ready to help you get started on all of your property needs.
And we're back here at Edgar High School as we get near halftime. 16-6, Colby with the lead. I believe we're going to hear from Coach Jerry Sins at halftime, the Jerry Sins Show coming up at halftime. 4th down and 8.
I don't think Edgar has a pass play in the book that's more than 2 receivers. Those 3 this time.
And now we're going to get a whistle, and it's going to be a penalty flag or another timeout called.
Timeout Colby.
No, timeout. Well, they pointed to Colby for the last timeout. Apparently that was a mistake. So the last timeout was Edgar's. This one is Colby's final timeout. We'll keep it right here. Our game is brought to you in part by Stone Innovations of Plover. Here to serve you, Stone Innovations specializes in the fabrication, design, and installation of stone countertops. Stone Innovations, Inc. operates with the most advanced fabrication equipment in the industry. Visit stoneinnovations.net to begin your order. These two teams will be back in action next week, of course. We will be with the Edgar Wildcats as they hit the road. They'll be playing in Abbotsford next Friday night. And Colby will have a home game against Pittsville on the schedule next week. Abbotsford, another one of those undefeated Merrillwood Conference teams, at least in the conference. They're 2-0. Four teams 2-0 in the conference.
4 teams 4-0.
4th down and 8. Colby showing blitz. Now they back off. Stride wants to throw. Throws it up into the end zone. He's got Schuett. It's going to be knocked away. Good defensive play at the last moment. Schuett didn't come back and try to contest that ball. He was waiting for it, and the Colby defender was able to get in front of it and knock it away. Trying to see who that was on the play for the Hornets. It looks like it was number 5. That's Caden Wisey, one of the tight ends. And Colby will take over on down. So they turn away the Wildcats here with 2.5 seconds remaining in the first half. Halftime score, Marathon leading Abbotsford 32-6. Wow. We just had that score reported to us. And Colby will take a knee, and that's how the first half comes to an end. The Hornets have to be very happy. Edgar's going to go into the locker room and discuss what's going on here as they find themselves trailing at halftime for the first time this season. They're down 16-6. You're watching Colby Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
Time now for the Jerry Sins Show, recorded at Edgar Family Restaurant in Edgar, and sponsored by Security Health Plan. Security Health Plan, promises kept, plain and simple. Visit securityhealth.org today. Welcome to the Jerry Sins Show. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski, here at Edgar Family Restaurant on Edgar's lovely north side. Here visiting with Coach Sins again today. Coach, let's first start. You missed your second ever game from the sidelines. Of course, you had a good reason. We'll talk about that later on during our talk here today. But what you missed was 42-0 over at Rochholt. We'll go to the end of the game first. Sometimes in those games that are one-sided, there's an advantage to that. So one, hopefully injury-free. You want to stay healthy in those types of games. But players that will be featured in 2023, in 2024 get to have some playing time. So how do you and the coaches take advantage of situations like that and let the future kids come in and get some work on a Friday night?
Oh yeah, you're completely correct there. And we've tried to do that pretty much all the time for years and years. If you're fortunate enough to get ahead, then you can keep your starters healthy That's why we very seldom have any starters with gaudy statistics, because they don't get many opportunities to build those kinds of stats. And of course, the young guys get playing time. They stay interested, they stay motivated and involved, and of course, then the next year they have some varsity experience from those situations. We were ahead 35, to nothing, I believe, at halftime. So I wasn't there to witness it for sure, but I'm reasonably sure that most of our JVs got to play probably pretty much the second half.
Yeah, and a big advantage for that, because there's a huge step up from practice during the week to the lights are on, the people are in the stands, and all that. There's some pressure in that, especially for a freshman or a sophomore. So to feel that pressure early on in their career helps them definitely later on. You hopped out on an airplane on Wednesday. Game was on Friday. So coming into Wednesday, what was your message to the team? How did you handle communicating with them and still helping them to get ready for that game on Friday night?
Yeah, I had to let them know on Sunday when we had the film session following the Pacelli game, where we were looking at Pacelli and then watching Rajholt, that I would not be there the following Friday, and why I would not be there. And of course, many of our kids are at least aware of my grandson, because he's kind of one of the top-rated players in the state of California. So they've seen him on film and so on, and I told them, well, I've never seen him play a game, and I think this is the best week of the year maybe to do it. They're playing their crosstown rivals, so it'll be a big game. And I left early on Wednesday morning. I had completed practice plans for Wednesday and Thursday and left them with one of the assistant coaches to put up and so on. We already had the defensive game plan in. The offensive play script, we were just, we had talked about spread the ball around, let everybody, get involved and so on. So, and of course, it worked out pretty well that way. Fortunately, we got a JV game in with them on Monday too down there, so that was good. So the kids got to play a little more, and some of the younger guys got to play. But everything worked out well, other than the weather in California, which was a mess.
We'll tell everybody how that all went at the end of the show, because I think it's an interesting story. It's something that we don't hear around here. Here we shovel snow, but that's kind of our big complaint year-round in this area of the country anyway. All right, so no big deal this Friday. Just got the defending state champs coming in to play football. Now, you're no stranger to big games, and over the years, and games at your place or on the road, we can go through the whole history of them. But this is a pretty big game, and Colby in conference now, so it's a conference game on top of it. How do you go about talking to your guys about that? They're the state champs coming in, and how do you keep everybody level and just focus on Edgar Wildcats football?
Well, yeah, we started, of course, right away on Sunday night. We had film at 5 o'clock on Sunday night, and I got home at about 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon after changing my flight plans because of the game getting switched. But yeah, we began talking about it immediately. And of course, we look at film and try to explain to them that no, it will not be a game like the last 2 weeks have been.
Right.
It'll be a game more similar to the Stratford game, which was our second game of the year, which was more of a defensive battle. And fortunately, we came out, on top of that one. But it was a good, hard-hitting game from start to finish. And of course, the kids remember, playing at Colby last year. We have quite a few guys back that actually played in varsity last year. So they're certainly aware of the fact that the game is going to be hard fought from start to finish, and the practice routine has been good this week. The focus has been good, so I think we're ready to probably play well.
Jim Hagan, coach of the Colby Hornets, has had a lot of success over there. What do you know about Jim? What's your relationship or your history with Coach Hagan?
Well, I haven't met them all that much because they've only been in the conference a couple of years now. And of course, the first year was 2020, where we had the COVID situation. Mm-hmm. We used to play Colby a little more years ago, and he was on the staff at that time too. But Yeah, I went and listened to him talk at the clinic in Madison last year. He spoke a while, and then his O&D coordinator spoke and so on. So we're somewhat familiar with him. We know the style, that they play. They've gotten a little more wide open now too. They use many more formations and offenses than they used to. They just play hard-nosed defense. They always have a good kicking game. They always have a good punter and a good kicker. So they do a lot of the same kinds of things that we try to do, and so it'll be a tough battle.
You mentioned some similarities, or at least some comparisons between the game that you hosted against Stratford, now Colby. So Kohler Kilty, running back for Stratford, kind of a big bruiser, a little younger guy, but a bigger bruiser. Now you got Caden Healy, that I'm sure you've seen on film, almost 500 yards rushing. What did that game against Stratford do specifically defensive-wise to help your kids understand that here's another good running back that's coming in here this week?
Well, yeah, Healy is a different type of a runner. He's more of a slasher and a speed guy, where Kilty was more of a power guy, even though he, had some finesse too. But yeah, it's a different situation. Their blocking schemes, of course, are different too. The formations are similar. Certainly they know, because they know from last year, when we played him, that he scored a touchdown or two in the game last year. Last year he played a little bit different position than he's playing now. He was more their wing reverse guy, where now he's like their featured back. But yeah, they're certainly aware of it. Lopez is another, good runner for them. They have a littler guy. His name is Rude.
Yeah, Rude.
It's a quick, shifty little guy that is now doing the things that Healy was doing more last year. And so once again, the kids are aware that he can break one if you don't stay awake and so on. Quarterback has a pretty good arm, throws the ball pretty well too. So yeah, they have a good, varied offensive attack, and you can't really focus too much on one thing, or somebody else will beat you.
Homecoming week, on top of everything else that's going on. For me, homecoming was more about the other, the school in general and the community and the town. But still, there's a chance that some of the guys could lose some focus, get wrapped up in the homecoming activities, make sure they've got a date for the dance and all those kind of things. And how do you keep their head straight at homecoming week?
Yeah, we started talking about that right away on Sunday, and of course we re-emphasize it every day that, have fun in the homecoming activities, but don't put too much time, effort, and energy into that. Save as much as you can for the game, and then you can celebrate it on Saturday or whatever after the game. So yeah, we're always aware of that situation, and hope that the guys are listening when we tell them that.
Conference-wise, everybody has played 2 conference games here so far. Abbotsford, Auburndale, Colby, Edgar, all 2-0 in conference. Obviously, the winner on Friday night moves to 3-0. With there being so many teams at the top right now, you may not have room for a loss. So what's kind of your outlook on that when we're looking towards a conference championship, which is certainly one of the goals that's on your list, and so many teams performing really well this year. Loss would be not good for that goal.
Well, exactly. Even though, of course, as you mentioned, we have Colby this week. Well, next week we got Abby, who's also undefeated, who's had some big wins. And about a week after that or two, we got Auburndale, who's in the same boat. So we can't get 2 up or 2 down, no matter what happens, because we all have to play each other. Obviously, 4 undefeated teams. Well, none of us have played each other yet, so there's going to be a lot of big games in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
There will be some losses to be assigned, and all that. But obviously, much better outcome with the win. You begin to kind of chase after that goal. It becomes a little more real, and week by week. I look at the score. Colby 48-8 over Loyal. Loyal's had some issues this year. But I look at that touchdown came in the 4th quarter. I wasn't at the game, so I can't say, but I can certainly tell you that you're a good motivator. Coaches are good motivators. Did Coach Hagan not let, right? But was he okay with Loyal scoring? Because now we've got some extra ammo to use at practice. We can kind of ramp up our guys. Did you ever do something like that, where you were okay maybe with somebody scoring in a blowout, that way you could really, you'd have one more thing to lean into your players about that next week?
Well, we used to really focus on shutouts all the time. And we had numerous years where not very distant either. I think in 2017 we shut out 10 of the first 11 teams we played. And so we've had those types of years. But now we don't really focus on that much anymore. Because we more focus on wanting to let the young guys get activity, because the games that the younger love are not guaranteed anymore. Several teams, they don't have freshman teams, or they don't have JV teams. So if you want your young guys playing, you pretty much have to let them play in the fourth quarter of varsity games if the game has kind of been decided. And in a lot of cases, the opponent not happy being down, 35 or 42 to nothing. They kind of put a licking on your young guys. But we don't really say much about that anymore. We're just happy that we get the young guys in the game, and they know Stratford game, Colby game, Auburndale game, Abbey game. Hey, it's going to be a different story. You're going to have to be ready to go for 4 quarters.
Yeah, I would fully expect this to be a 4-quarter game on Friday, just like it was against Stratford. With that being said, okay, so we got the defending champs coming to town. It's homecoming week. There's always a big crowd at your games anyway. Now this will be standing room only. There's no doubt about that, because all of Colby will come down Highway 29 and be right here. There are people that will put out their chairs and their blankets. They reserve seats. You ever had anybody ask you, "Hey, coach, if I give you my blanket, can you put that over there for me?" Would that be something you would do to help somebody out?
No, I've never had that. We used to have best seats in the house. We still have them. We just don't use them anymore. But we have 4 cushioned chairs, that were tied together. We put right up in front of the press box, and we used to give those away to selected people. Usually it was parents of the senior players. But, we don't do that anymore because we had complaints about other people wanting to know.
Yeah, right. They were 4 nice seats.
They were.
Yeah, seats will be at a premium, so get there early. I know against Stratford, I was 3:30. I probably came in to the stadium, and there were already people with their seats, their stadium chairs, and their blankets out there. So some people get a big jump start on it. Feel free to. It's for fans. Now outside the team, it's really a big party in Edgar on Friday night. So you got the fires off in the end zone and all the different stuff happening. So get down there early. Obviously a big game for both teams, and just a big game in the area. We don't often see 4-quarter games anymore.
Right.
A lot of time, and that goes across the board, all divisions and levels. Okay, so you headed on a plane on Wednesday. You went out to a place called Temecula, California, where it was about 50 degrees hotter there than it is here today. And you had all kinds of experiences out there. You told me about a hurricane and fires and air quality and mudslides and all that. But yet you got to see a football game in the middle of it. So tell us a little bit about the football game.
Yeah, it was a great game. Temecula Valley versus Chaparral, both from Temecula Valley. Each school of about 3,500 students.
Big schools.
And of course, everyone has turf fields and big stadiums and so on. It was at Chaparral, but about the same distance from my son's house to either his field or Chaparral's field. And so that didn't make any difference. But we did see all the weather conditions. First it was high heat alert, and then it became air quality and high heat, and then it became air quality, high heat, and gale force winds with the hurricane coming, and then it became torrential rains, and then it became mudslides. And so all these things were occurring at the same time. The game got postponed from Friday night to Saturday night. JV game and freshman game on Thursday both got postponed too, and that was because of air quality. That was before the rain hit, which hit on Friday. And so we had to change our flight, back it up a day, which we did, and got to see the game, and it ended up 24-20 right to the end, final play. Now, fortunately, my grandson's team won, so they were all happy and fired up, and it was a good trip.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it, and there are often choices in life, and sometimes you make the best choice, and it turned out on you always like your team to win. Now around here, a good weekend in the fall is a Wildcats win on Friday night, a Badgers win on Saturday, and a Packers win on Sunday. But we go back while you were gone, we had the Wildcats win on Friday. Everything else, Coach, fell apart while you were gone. How do you explain that?
I was a little shocked. I was watching the Badgers game on TV before, their game on Saturday night. I was a little surprised by that one. The Packer game, well, they've had a history of not playing the best in the first game, so that one wasn't quite as big of a surprise, but hopefully we all get it straightened out this weekend.
Well, again, that's the goal. All right, Wildcats win on Friday, Badgers win on Saturday, Packers win on Sunday. That makes everybody in this part of Marathon County pretty happy anyway.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, so good. Well, we'll wrap it up. Coach and I are going to have a little bit of lunch, and then we will see you at football Edgar, 7 o'clock kickoff. Pregame show on Zaleski Sports at 6:50. Tom King on the play-by-play. But again, get down to the stadium. It will be a game you will not want to miss. Thanks again, Coach. And good luck on Friday night.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, that'll wrap it up for here. Big thanks to Edgar Family Restaurant for hosting us, and our show sponsor, Security Health Plan. Promises kept, plain and simple. We'll see you again next week.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
And we're back here at Edgar High School. It's halftime, and both teams back on the field. We'll get set for the second half. Edgar will get the football to begin the second half, trailing 16-6. Trailing at halftime for the first time this season. And really, the problem has been they have not been able to move the ball offensively. 94 yards as a team rushing in the first half. And that's the first time in a while they've been under 100 yards as a team rushing in the first half. And then they have not been able to move the ball through the air with the exception of the one long pass play to Schuett that worked. Otherwise, they've had some turnovers and find themselves down here by a score of 16-6 as we get set to start the second half of action. For Colby, Caden Healy has 96 yards on the ground, so he's outgained the entire Edgar team in this first half in rushing yardage. We'll see if that'll change here on the opening possession of the second half. Carter Butt and Colby Weisenberger will drop back deep for the Wildcats here. Edgar's only score came on a 41-yard run by Weisenberger early in the game. Colby got a long pass, a 51-yard pass from Tucker Meyer to Nathaniel Robita for one of their scores. Healy scored on an 8-yard run. They also connected on a 24-yard field goal near the end of this first half to account for the 10-point lead, 16-6. All right, Colby ready to kick it away here. And the second half underway. It's a long kick, and it's going to go over the head of Weisenberger into the end zone. In fact, into the end zone on a fly. So a good leg for the Colby kicker again. That's one of their offensive linemen. That's Tucker Brost, who handles the kicking duties and put it into the end zone. So Edgar will start 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. So let's see what adjustments Jerry Sins and his staff made at halftime here to get this Edgar offense going. Strite will bring Edgar to the line. And he'll hand it off. This is Butt straight ahead. Positive yardage for a couple, maybe 3. Got it out near the 23, 24-yard line. Call it a pickup of 4 on the carry. Going to be 2nd down and 6. They'd like to see, I would imagine, if they can start moving the line a little bit and getting these running backs some yards. 4 yards on a 1st down carry isn't bad.
Puts you on schedule.
Yeah.
Hewitt's going to split out wide right to the near side. Double wing formation. Strite's going to try the counter play to Weisenberger. He gets the corner, and he's going to be gone. Oh, they're going to throw the flag. That's a bad call. I saw the block clearly. They're going to call a flag and throw a flag on the block around the corner that sprung him. And that's going to be Carver Higgins, I think, is going to be called for the penalty. I think that's a bad call. I was looking right at it, and it's going to negate a long running play that time for Weisenberger around the corner. They're going to call the penalty on the block that sprung him, so I understand why they're doing it, but it didn't look like it was a hold. It did not look like it was a hold. That's a bad call. But it's going to hurt the Wildcats and back them up.
It's going to be about 2nd and 20.
Yeah, those holding calls like that just kill your drive immediately. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, we're a long ways away, right? But it looked like it was a pretty good block. Now, I couldn't tell if he had his hands around the side, but the official that threw it was behind the block. So, I don't know. Tough.
2nd down and 20 for the Wildcats now. They hand it off, and not much there. They try butt up the middle, and he gets nailed right away. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long. It's almost like when you get those long holding penalties in a drive like this, you almost are knowing you're going to be in a punting situation shortly. Really hard to recover from those.
Let's see if Colby is a little bit more cognizant of the pass behind the secondary, because good chance we're going to see that here.
Edgar only hit one of them, but they tried, 3 or 4 of them in the first half, and the receiver was behind the defense every time.
Yep.
Straight under center. Now they're just going to hand it off and try to break a big one. It's going to be Butt. He's going to pick up positive yardage. Got it back out near the 25-yard line, but it's going to be a punting situation here for Edgar. And got it back to about the 25. It's going to be 4th down at about 6. And a punting situation here for the Wildcats. So the first possession of the second half comes up empty, as that big run was negated by the holding penalty. So Haynerfuss will drop back to punt again, standing at about his own 12-yard line. Snap is high. It's over his head. It's going to roll back into the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. And it is going to be a safety against the Wildcats, and that's going to make the score 18-6. They probably could have thrown a flag there on the Colby player who nailed the Edgar player in the back of the end zone after he threw the ball. The punter, Haynerfuss, ran back into the end zone, picked up the ball, threw it out of the back of the end zone, and then got nailed by one of the Colby players, but they didn't throw the flag on that, and the score is now 18-6 on the safety on the bad snap over the punter's head. Our game is brought to you in part by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a farmer-owned co-op offering a wide array of custom financing and financial services, from loans and leases to crop insurance and tax and records. They have you covered. Contact Ag Country in Stevens Point to get started. Also by Heartland Farms, a 5th-generation potato and vegetable farm producing many varieties of chipping potatoes and currently farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. They're currently the cream of the crop in the potato farming business. Learn more at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm.
The last couple snaps on the punts have been high back to the Edgar punter. That one just over the head, and honestly, smart play to get it out the back of the end zone. The one thing you don't want to have happen is that you kick it off the side of your foot, and then you give Colby 1st and goal or something.
Well, yeah, there was no way Haynerfuss was going to get his hands on that punt or that snap. It was well over his head, but you're right. I mean, smart to be able to get that back there and pick it up and throw it out of the back of the end zone. You'd rather give up 2 than 7.
Looking at it from a macro level, the difference between 10 and 12 in high school football when no one's kicking field goals probably doesn't matter too much. You don't want to give up points, but...
Well, Edgar's going to have to figure out something here, because all of a sudden they find themselves down 18-6. Now a long free kick is going to go back inside the 20-yard line. Going to be picked up by Lopez there and dances through traffic before he's dumped at about the 30. And that's where Colby will start this drive.
You know, that's interesting because that wasn't a free kick. I thought on safeties it was a free kick, but that was teed up.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
right? So usually you have to punt it or you have to kick it off the ground. You have a holder out there. And they let them tee it up. Maybe that's a high school rule. Maybe somebody out there knows.
Get your choice. It's not It's not something you see often.
Yeah, I don't know if the officials just missed that or high school rules could be different.
1st and 10 for the Hornets as they come to the line. They're going to try that counter play again. This is Rue, and he's bouncing it outside, and they're going to get big yardage again. Now the ball comes loose on the big hit from behind, but I think Colby was able to recover it. As Tevin Rue got nailed from behind, he picked up first down yardage on the run. Once again, good job by Colby's offensive line of sealing the corner. And Rue using his speed to get around the corner, but he got nailed from behind. The ball came out, but one of the Hornets was able to fall on it. 1st and 10, Colby at their own 41-yard line.
Chunk plays by Colby the last 3-4 drives of the first half and starting again here.
Yeah, something we haven't seen against this Edgar defense this year. We expected Colby to be a better, more competitive opponent, but I don't think we expected an 18-6 lead for the Hornets at this point, and they're getting more yardage here on a run up the middle. Just some hard, tough yards. That's Healy, the carry again, and some tough yards for him, getting it down to about the 45-yard line. And a pickup of about 4 on that, going to be 2nd down and 6.
That puts Healy at 100 for the game.
Receivers left and right, wing right for the Hornets. Meyer out of the gun. And they're going to hand it off to Healy again, trying to get around the right corner. Now he cuts it back, and he's going to be knocked down short of the first down, just short of midfield. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and short for the Hornets. Ball marked at the 48-yard line, 49-yard line. 3rd down and about 2.
Yeah, you just see the offensive line of Colby pushing back on the defensive line of Edgar. 2, 3, 4, sometimes 6 yards downfield. It's a real thing right now.
Well, they got some big guys up there, 244, 230 on a couple of those guys. They're going to give it to Healy again. He gets stopped first, and then he fights for the extra yardage. He'll get the first down. He got hit in the backfield, and he's able to carry tacklers across midfield to about the 46-yard line of the Wildcats. And that's just some good hard running there by Caden Healy, picking up the first down.
Yeah, it looked like the Wildcats had him stopped.
That's something else we're seeing tonight that we haven't seen this season by this Edgar defense. Some missed tackles, not able to wrap up and drop players on the initial hit. 1st and 10, Colby, 46-yard line of the Wildcats. Meyer under center. Straight ahead, handoff, and once again made the first man miss, falling forward for positive yardage. Down inside the 45 to about the 43. That's Mateo Lopez on the carry that time. 2nd down and 6. Maybe 7. They marked it down at the 43, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. Clock moving, 6:52 to play 3rd quarter. Colby leading 18-6. Out of the gun, Meyer is going to hand it off. They try a reverse now, and they've got some running room. This is Rue. He gets hit hard and knocked down, but not before he picks up first down yardage or close to it. They try to pitch on the reverse that time to the speedster, Tevin Rue. He's only 5'7", 165 pounds, but he's quick. And they're going to mark him short of the first down by about less than a yard. 3rd down and less than a yard here for Colby.
Edgar needs a turnover here.
Rue's going to split out wide right. Meyer's going to operate out of the gun. You'd think they'd keep it on the ground, and they will. Healy straight ahead, and he falls forward. He's going to have the first down. He didn't need much. He's short of the 35, but that's going to be enough for the first down, I believe. Yeah, they're going to move the chains, and Colby gets a fresh set of downs here.
I was surprised they didn't give it to him last play. It was really close. Starting to see more penetration by the Wildcats in the backfield now. Bringing more guys up, run blitzes, trying to disrupt the offense.
But Colby's still able to move the chains, and
they could run more time off the clock here, taking as much time as they can here. They're going to hand it off to Healy again, try the right side. Now he cuts back and gets tackled immediately. Short gain, maybe a yard for Healy that time. Not much. Got it to about the 35. At this point, though, as long as Colby can get positive yardage and keep the clock moving, that's all they care about now, leading 18-6. I think Colby believes that if they can grind it out and keep Edgar from having the ball too many times on offense, they can win this game with the score where it is.
Yep,
they'd like to add more, but I think they think their defense can stop the Edgar offense tonight. They've been able to do it for the most part so far. They hand it off to Healy again, straight up the middle, not much again. Got it inside the 35 to about the 33. Actually, Lopez on the carry that time to about the 33. 3rd and 7, but we're already down to 4:54 to play here in the third quarter. Obviously, plenty of time, but since the opening possession, Edgar has not shown that they can consistently move the football. They got a long pass play at the end of the first half, but couldn't do anything with it and didn't get any points on the board from that. Here's a pass now. They're going to set up an inside screen, and it's incomplete. I don't think there was a man in there. I don't know who. It looked like they were trying to get it to Caden Healy, but it's incomplete, and now Colby's got a decision to make here. 4th and 7 from the Edgar 33-yard line.
Yeah, 51-yarder from here. I don't think they're going to kick that.
Well, will they go for it or punt? It looks like they're going to keep their offense on the field here and go for it.
I'm surprised that they're not trying to pin Edgar back, give him the long field again.
So, big play here for the Edgar defense. They've got to stop him and get the ball back right now. Meyer wants to throw. Now he's going to try a handoff, a delayed draw. Healy's going to get close to first down yardage. The pile moves, and I think he got it. I think he got it on a draw play on a 4th and 7. Colby converts and moves the chains. Holy cow. Going to be first down, Colby at the Edgar 25-yard line.
Backbreaker.
Yeah, you don't want to say, I was going to say that. At 4:17 remaining in the third quarter, you think that there's plenty of time, but there's no indication that there is plenty of time for this Edgar Wildcat team tonight. 1st and 10, Colby. They're going to try the left side this time. Lopez cuts it back, gets knocked down. Arm tackle by Weisenberger brought him down. Or was that Healy again? No, it's Lopez, and he comes up limping a little bit. Might have got his ankle yanked or maybe got kicked in the shin as he limps back to the huddle. Got a penalty on the play, though. Looks like it's going to go against the Hornets. It's going to be an illegal shift against Colby, and that'll move the ball back to the 30-yard line. So that'll bring up a 1st and 15 here for Colby.
That'll now bring up 1st and 15.
Back to the line they come. Wide receiver, wide right. Eye backfield this time behind Meyer. And they're going to hand it to the deep man in the eye. Flags fly. That's going to go against Colby again, I would think. Did the ball come out as well? The ball was loose. Edgar thinks they have it.
It's also a flag.
There were 2 flags that came as the play was run. The ball came out, but I think they say Colby has it. They say the player was down. The Edgar coaches can't believe it. They're going to say another illegal shift against Colby. That'll back him up again.
Just moving forward.
Referee tells the side judge to tell the Edgar coaches the runner was down. They'll mark off the penalty from the 30-yard line. They'll back him up another 5. I don't think I've ever seen back-to-back illegal shift penalties called in a football game before.
Yeah, it's kind of a rare penalty. Especially in high school because there's not a lot of motion.
So the coach is yelling from the sideline, don't set up that way again. 1st and 20 now for the Hornets.
Oh,
and now another flag as they keep moving backwards. Movement by the Hornets. So after picking up the first down on that big fourth down conversion, the Hornets have done nothing but go backwards. They're at the 40-yard line now. It's going to be 1st and 25. They got to get all the way down to the 15-yard line to get a first down. And they'll come to the line as the clock starts again. 3:26 to play here in the third. They hand it off to the quarterback keeps it this time, Meyer, and he falls forward. Maybe got a half a yard, maybe one, not much. 2nd down and long. I don't know if that was a design play or if it was a busted handoff. He faked to Healy and then he kept it, but he didn't look like he knew where he was going with the football, the quarterback, Meyer. 2nd down and 25. They're going to say no gain on the play. Double wing formation. And they're going to hand it off, try the left side. This is the speedster, Rue. He cuts it back, got a block, and he's got positive yardage and more. Going to be tackled, but not before he got it down inside the 30-yard line. Going to be well short of the first down, but at least it makes it somewhat manageable now. One of the Wildcats is down with a possible injury here. And that is Avery Normington down on the field. Looks like something with his leg, maybe a cramp. So we get a timeout, a stoppage on the play, and while they deal with the injured player, we'll take a timeout as well. 18-6 Colby, back in a moment. You're watching Colby Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
At the Granite Shop, we take great pride in what we do. We offer high-quality natural stone granite as well as a huge selection of man-made stone. With full slabs as well as a variety of partial remnants, you'll have no problem finding the stone that was meant for you. Our high-end, high-quality granite, quartz, and marble is perfect for any kitchen, bathroom, or remodel need. We are locally owned and operated on County Road C near Stratford. We service all of Wisconsin.
Scotty's Pizza and Chicken of Marshfield has been voted Best Pizza in Marshfield 12 years in a row. With popular choices like broccoli, bacon, cheese, drunken chicken, or any of the 25 specialty pizzas, Scotty's is ready to earn your vote now at 715-384-8118. Choose Scotty's for pizza, chicken, subs, sandwiches, and more. Carry out, dine-in, and delivery. Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, 715-384-8118.
And we're back here. Tom King, Dan Ross back here at Edgar as now we get a whistle and another stoppage of play. It looked like it was just a cramp for Avery Normington. He was able to go off under his own power after they stretched him out a little bit. So Colby facing a 3rd down and 14 here from the Edgar 29-yard line. Double wing formation. And they're going to fake the handoff. They want to throw it over the top, throwing it deep. They've got him into the end zone. Touchdown. Colby caught Edgar, and they give up the long touchdown pass over the top. Meyer throwing it in the end zone. Let's see who caught that one, if I can pick up a number. Healy, the running back, catches the touchdown over the top in the end zone, and Colby up big now, 24-6. 2:04 to play third quarter. Hornets taking it to the Wildcats here tonight. And they will look to kick the extra point here. Snap is good. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So Colby has taken command of this game, and they lead it now 25-6, 2:04 to play in the third. We'll take a timeout. Back in a moment. You're watching Colby Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
Witness the difference of a Catholic education at Columbus Catholic Schools.
I think everyone should just know what makes this place special.
Come and see. That's just what the Lord always said, and put your toe in the water. They are great schools, and it's a good fit. I'd always want them to come and to just feel the goodness and the family atmosphere.
I invite everyone just to come in and see what it's about and to see if it might be right for them and their family.
We invite you to schedule a tour today.
Edgar Family Restaurant is located just south of Highway 29 in Edgar and open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, drink, dessert, get it all at Edgar Family Restaurant. Homemade food to fill your belly and your soul. Daily specials including Friday fish fry, soup, salad, pies made from scratch, and a full menu of choices are yours at Edgar Family Restaurant. Give back to those who support our community. Give back and visit Edgar Family Restaurant for breakfast tomorrow, then stay for lunch and dinner too. Edgar Family Restaurant is a proud backer of Wildcats football.
And we're back here at Edgar. Colby jumping out to a 25-6 lead now on the long pass play from Meyer to Healy. Line drive kick, and it's going to go into the end zone. It'll be another touchback here. And it will be Edgar football. One of the Colby players looked like he had a hamstring go about halfway down covering that kick. So Edgar's going to have to get something going, and they're going to have to do it quickly here. And the Edgar offense, with the exception of the first time they had the football tonight, has not shown they can do much against this Colby defense. Let's see what can happen here. Shewitt's going to split out wide right. They're going to hand it to Carter Butt, try to get it around left side, and he slipped, or an ankle tackle made. Looked like one of the Colby Hornets got in there. It looks like Brody Vigut got a handful of the ankle of Butt and brought him down. Call that no gain. Looked like Butt had room to run on that left side, too. Well, once again, no gain. 2nd down and 10.
At least they're running in space out there.
Straight out of the gun. He wants to throw deep again, and it's going to be underthrown and picked off. Shewitt behind the defense. Strite's pass was underthrown that time and picked off right at midfield. It's going to be the 3rd interception of the game for the Colby Hornets. Looks like the man who made the interception might be a little bit hurt. He's still down on the field. Looks like he's cramped up. They're stretching out his leg right away. He can't get up and celebrate the interception with his teammates. But once again, Strite trying to go over the top and left that throw short.
Yeah.
And it got picked off.
Yeah, the receiver had 2 yards on the defender again.
Our game brought to you in part tonight by Fleet Farm. Get ready for fall cleanup at Fleet Farm. Get all the gear you need from mowers and spreaders to grass seed and fertilizers. Plus, check out supplies for outside jobs like pressure washers, shed, and paint. Get everything you need in one stop. You can get it all at Fleet Farm. So another turnover. How many is that? Like 4? 4 turnovers for the Edgar Wildcats here tonight. At least 3.
3 if you don't count the punt.
Yeah, the snap over the punter's head, which went out of the back of the end zone for a safety. So it'll be 1st and 10 Colby at the 50-yard line, and now you think they can run out the rest of the 3rd quarter here and take this game into the 4th quarter, leading already 25-6.
We have a running clock marathon over Abbotsford tonight.
And these Edgar Wildcats will head to Abbotsford next Friday night. We'll have that game here. They're going to hand it off to Rue again. He's going to try to cut it back. He's got some running room, and now flags fly in, and that's coming back. Picked up positive yardage. There's going to be a holding penalty called against Edgar. The coaches were screaming from the sidelines. They saw that. As Rue, I'll tell you what, he is hard to bring down. Shifty little back. As we mentioned, he's only 165 pounds, but really quick.
Yeah, he's one of those backs where nobody ever squares him up, right?
Yeah. He got nailed once from behind on one of those runs earlier, but popped right back up, too. Holding is the call against Colby, so that'll back him up.
A lot of tackles on his hips and not able to wrap him up. He's so quick. And he's small, so kind of hard to grab, and, yeah, good-looking runner. Not bad for a number 2 on your team.
He is a senior. A lot of seniors in this Colby starting lineup. 1st and 15 now. Make that 1st and 16 for Colby. They're going to hand it off to Healy. Try the right side, and he's going to be knocked down. Positive yardage, though. Got it across the 45 to about the 47, depending on where they mark it. Going to mark it at the 46, so it'll be only a 2-yard gain. Call it 2nd down and 14 for the Hornets. But right now, all they care about is having that clock continue to run. We're under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. 25-6 the lead here for the Hornets. They walk it up to the line. Going to take as much time off the clock as they can before calling the snap. Now they hand it straight ahead. Not much there. Baumgartner on the stop on Healy. Also in on the tackle for Brady Stencil for the Wildcats.
27 carries for 120 for Healy. 2 touchdowns.
We've seen some big rushing totals by running backs on both sides of the ball in all of the games we've done this year. And Colby's just going to let the clock run down here to end the third quarter, not call another play. 3 quarters are in the books, 25-6. Colby with the lead. You're watching Colby Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Cropping Central, conveniently located between Edgar and Stratford on County Road N, 715-352-2843. Let Cropping Central take care of your field plans, yield mapping, crop scouting, and crop protection, including hail insurance. Cropping Central, 715-352-2843, and visit them on County Road N, west of Edgar.
And we're back here at Edgar as we get set to begin the fourth quarter of play. Colby has the football facing a 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 13 from their own 47-yard line. Two receivers split wide left this time, wing to the right. Meyer out of the gun. Here comes a blitz right up the middle. Flushes Meyer. He's going to be sacked. Nobody picked up Carter Butt, who came right up the middle on the blitz and sacked Meyer back inside the 40-yard line. He saw a gap there and he split it. Nobody touched him coming through. And it'll be a punting situation here for the Hornets. So the interception doesn't hurt except for the fact that they were able to run a number of minutes off the clock and give Edgar less time for a possible comeback here. Clock is still rolling. Strite and Butt drop back here to receive this punt. The Colby punters have done a good job so far here tonight. And that one's not a good punt. Off the side of his foot, it's going to take a Colby bounce and roll dead at about the 30-yard line. And that's where Edgar will start. 1st and 10 from their own 30. With 11:04 to play and trailing by 19. Our game brought to you in part by Nicolay Bank, offering personal banking that works for you with locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. Heartland Farms as well, a 5th-generation potato and vegetable farm producing many varieties of chipping potatoes and currently farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. Currently the cream of the crop in the potato farming business. Learn more at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm. Wildcats come to the line. Strite under center, and they're going to run the option here. Strite's going to keep it, and boy, he had some running room, but he was wrapped up and dropped by Colby. That was Caden Healy not only doing the job offensively from his running back spot, but from the linebacker spot there, he wrapped up Strite and dropped him after a short gain. Strite had some room to move if he doesn't make that tackle. 2nd down and about 7. Pickup of only 3 on the carry on the option for Strite.
He had a 38-yard run right away at the start of the game and been held in check since.
He's under center this time. They're going to keep it on the ground. This is Butt up the middle, but he's immediately gang tackled by 3 or 4 Colby players and didn't pick up much. Maybe got it near the 35. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 5 here for the Wildcats. Well, at some point you have to think that every every series is going to be 4-down territory for the Wildcats, even no matter where they are on the field. Down this much. Not sure they can give the ball back to Colby again and let him run 4 or 5 minutes off the clock. Stride under center. Play action. He wants to throw. They want to throw deep again. It's going to be underthrown. This time it's going to be knocked away. The defender recovered. The receiver was ready for that ball to be short. And that was Avery Normington, who turned and came back to the ball, but the defender recovered and was able to knock it away. And it's incomplete, and it's a 4th down here. And it looks like they are going to punt the football away here. So once again, the Colby defense has been the story here tonight. You know, we came into this game talking about the Edgar defense against the Colby offense. It's really been the Colby defense that's been the difference here tonight. After that first series, they've been able to shut down the Wildcats here almost completely. Wildcats will punt. Another high snap. Can he get it away? It's a line drive, and it's going to roll. Going to take an Edgar roll, but not very far. It's going to roll dead at about the 46-yard line of the Hornets, so good field position for Colby again.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to punt the ball 15 yards, you might as well go for it.
Yeah, obviously they weren't planning for that. It was another high snap. This time, Hanerfuss was able to corral it and come down, but that just screws up all of your timing, and he sort of shanked that one off the end of his side of his foot, and it didn't go very far at all. So now Colby 1st and 10 from their 46. And it's probably going to be a dose of Healy here. Caden Healy having a big night on the ground for the Hornets, and he lines up at a wingback spot this time. Mateo Lopez is behind the quarterback, Meyer. They're going to give it to Lopez, and he dances through, breaks a tackle, gets nailed by Weisenberger, but not until he gets it across midfield to about the 49-yard line of Edgar. So he got a chunk of about 6 on that, maybe 5. Call it 2nd and 5. The important thing is they're just running it down the middle of the field so the clock keeps rolling. And they are in no hurry to come to the line, taking a long time in the huddle. Meyer under center. Still taking his time. Now he sees the back judge ready to call it. He'll snap it, give it to Rue, who cuts it around the left side. Another flag flies in, might be another holding penalty. Once again, Rue gets 1st down yardage, but that's probably coming back. Another hold. As Rue tried to get it around the left corner, he did, picked up positive yardage, but a lot of times it's because of a hold that they get free, and they saw one there.
Very obvious. And right in front of the Edgar bench.
I'm sure they helped the officials make that call.
Yeah, there were about 30 people trying to help the officials there.
So it's going to be 2nd down, and make that a repeat of 1st down and long. Actually, it's going to be 2nd down and long. 2nd down and 21. Ball resting at the 35-yard line. Edgar still has all 3 timeouts remaining here, but that clock keeps rolling down to 8:32 to play. Hornets come to the line. Here comes the blitz again, and they're going to wrap up the running back in the backfield. No chance that time after the handoff. I think that was Lopez, and he got wrapped up immediately and dropped on the blitz. 2 or 3 Edgar players got through that time. Chase Applebeck was in there on the stop. Carver Higgins as well. You're going to put the ball at the 30-yard line. 3rd down and 21 now. Actually, yeah, that's a loss, so it's going to be more than that. 3rd and 26. 2 receivers wide to the left, but there's no way Colby is passing the football, you would think. Oh, I'm wrong. He's going to roll out. He wants to throw it. He wants to throw deep. He's got a man out there. It's going to be knocked away. One of the Wildcats was going for the interception there. That was Leighton Schuett who was trying to pick that ball off, but he couldn't grab it. It falls incomplete. But it helps Edgar by stopping the clock here with 7:32 to play in the game, and Edgar will get the ball back on a punt here from the Colby Hornets. Colby leads it 25-6.
Really good play by Schuett, playing that deep safety position to come over and help the corner and knock the ball away.
Colby going for the dagger right there. If they completed that pass, this game would have been over, no doubt. But now at least Edgar's got a semblance of life, although they haven't been able to show that they've been able to do anything offensively. Here's a booming punt. Actually, it's going to be short and caught on the run by Butt. And he's going to try to get it around the corner, and here comes a swarm of Colby tacklers to bring him down right near the 41-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Edgar at their own 41-yard line. 7:20 to play. Whitetail Properties, one of our great sponsors. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties, 715-213-4468. That's 715-213-4468. Of course, coming up after the game, we'll have the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. 1st and 10 Wildcats as they come to the line. Strite under center. And he wants to throw. Play action. He avoids the rush. And he's going to throw it downfield. It's going to be incomplete near the sideline. The tight end Baumgartner got nailed by Mateo Lopez just as the ball got there. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock stops. 7:13 to play in Colby next Friday night.
Looks like about 7 minutes left to go in Wausau. The Tigers of Marshfield up by 4, 21-17 late.
That would be the first loss of the year for the West Warriors if that in fact happens. Here's Strite out of the gun. He wants to throw deep again. Schuett behind the defense. Catches it in stride. And he's going to be pulled down at about the 20, inside the 20-yard line. Once again, it's hard to imagine that Colby is allowing a wide receiver to get behind the defense. Don't you have to have a safety with coverage over the top on Schuett? Because he's really the only guy that can go deep for this Edgar team. And why in the world would you let him get behind the defender in this situation? They did, and now Edgar in business at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10. They've got some life. Strite will operate out of the gun again. 4 receivers in the formation this time. He wants to throw. The snap is slow getting back there, and now Strite, he slipped, he goes down, and then he's sacked. Gavin Voss, sophomore player for Colby, able to fall on top of Strite, who lost his footing as he tried to plant his back foot. Clock continues to roll, 6:37 to play. Nobody open downfield for Strite to get rid of the football to. And the Wildcats come back to the line. Once again, 4 receivers in the formation. I would imagine Edgar does practice a 4-receiver formation, but they haven't really used it very much. That's going to be a penalty. Oh, they let him go on. They pass it out in the flat to Butt. He's got some running room and gets it down inside the 15-yard line. Looked like there was motion there by one of the Edgar players, but they let him play on. They're going to mark it down at the 15. Going to be 3rd down and 10 after that sack. But the clock is the problem now, down to 5:45 to play. You can't take a lot of time to score because you're going to need, even if you score and get a 2-point conversion, you're going to need 2 scores after that.
Wausau West with a touchdown. Take the lead. 5 minutes.
Wausau West Warriors are having a really good season so far. Here's a throw to the end zone. Strite trying to get it to Schuett. It's going to be incomplete. The coverage was there in the corner, left corner of the end zone. And it's 3rd down now. Make that 4th down and 9 for Edgar. So here's the game on the line right here.
Looked like Schuett did a good job of creating space without being overtly obvious of pushing off.
Yeah, he got away with a little one there, didn't he?
It's only a penalty if a flag is thrown.
That's true. 4th down and 9. Game on the line here for the Wildcats. Man in motion. Strite throws it down the flat. It's incomplete over the head of Carter Butt. Strite got nailed after the pass was gone, but no flag. And that will do it here for the Wildcats. They turn it over on downs, and with 5:12 to play, Colby's going to get a win here tonight.
Colby's been impressive tonight.
They really have, especially, as I mentioned, on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah, they've given up a couple of long passes, but outside of that first possession where Edgar scored on 2 long plays, the Colby defense has been dominant. The Nasonville Dairy postgame show coming up. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds from Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. Colby comes to the line, tight formation, and they'll hand it off, and it's going to be now a run, and Healy's going to break it, and he may go the distance. He's got one man to beat, and he's going to do it. It's going to be a huge touchdown run for Caden Healy, and that'll put the exclamation point on it. A huge night for Healy as he busted the run outside and goes the distance here for the Colby Hornets.
86 yards.
You'd think after having the kind of night he's already had, the amount of carries he's had, and playing both sides of the football, that he might be a little winded, but he just outran those 2 Edgar defenders for the end zone. Showed no signs of being tired at all. And it's 31-6. Well, a sobering experience here tonight for the Edgar Wildcats, as they will have to go into practice this week, regroup, and take on Abbotsford. And Abbotsford getting knocked around by Marathon tonight. Extra point is up. The extra point is good. 31-6. 32-6. We'll come back. You're watching Colby Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
At the Granite Shop, we take great pride in what we do. We offer high-quality natural stone granite as well as a huge selection of man-made stone. With full slabs as well as a variety of partial remnants, you'll have no problem finding the stone that was meant for you. Our high-end, high-quality granite, quartz, and marble is perfect for any kitchen, bathroom, or remodel need. We are locally owned and operated on County Road C near Stratford. We service all of Wisconsin.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and 0 premium company-paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood.
And we're back here at Edgar. Tom King, Dan Ross. Well, I don't know about you, Dan, but this is surprising to me that the situation is turning into this game the way it is. 32-6. Colby in command here with 4:57 left to play in this ball game. And it's been a dominant performance by the Colby Hornets. You saw Edgar play last year. Do you remember a team dominating the Wildcats like Colby is doing here tonight?
In the fourth quarter, Colby definitely did something very similar, and it was a humbling experience for the Wildcats then. We went up and saw Hurley kind of punch him in the face in the playoffs. But, yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Edgar trail by 26.
And now we've got Edgar calling a timeout. They were lined up to kick off. Or Colby was lined up to kick off, and Edgar called a timeout. I'm not sure if they didn't have enough players on the field. Somebody was late getting on the field, but they called a timeout. You don't see that very often.
Last year in the fourth quarter of this game, Colby-Edgar, Colby had 2 long runs like we just saw, and it's just the cumulative effect of running the ball 50 times, right?
Usually that's Edgar doing that to other teams, wearing teams down and getting them to not want to tackle late in games. And tonight it's been reversed a little bit.
All right. Edgar back out on the field, and we'll get set for the kickoff here.
272 yards on the ground for Colby tonight on 47 carries.
This is against a defense that hadn't given up a point coming into this game. The starters, anyway. They'd given up 7 points to Lakeland late in the game on opening night, the reserves, but this defense had not given up a point, and they got absolutely shredded tonight.
Well, you don't play defending state champions very often.
Well, that's true, too. The level of competition was much higher tonight than it's been. Edgar brings the ball out across the 25-yard line.
Colby's been good tonight. They are going to be an extremely tough out again in the playoffs this year. Not saying that they're going to win a gold ball, but they're going to be in that conversation. Especially if they stay at Division 6, right? Because that's very fluid, depending on enrollment and who makes the playoffs. But if they're in Division 6, they are going to be one of the favorites, I'm sure.
All right, the Wildcats will come to the line here, trailing 32-6, 4:51 to play. They've had to rely on the pass much more than they normally would because they haven't been able to move the ball on the ground very much. They give it to Weisenberger. He's going to be dropped for a loss. Right now, the Edgar offensive line getting blown up a bit by this Colby front. Weisenberger had no chance. He took that handoff in the backfield and was hit almost immediately. Lost back to the 24-yard line, going to be second down and 13.
Anytime that Tegan Straight is going to throw 17 times.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, no offense, but Edgar doesn't want to throw 17 passes in a game.
No.
That's not a game they're winning. Inside handoff. This is Butt. Made one man miss, but then got gang tackled again. Every time Carter Butt touches the ball. Actually, that's a different running back. My mistake. On the carry, that was Applebeck, I believe. Only one on the pickup there, and it's going to be 3rd down and 12 for the Wildcats, and they've got 2 timeouts remaining, but they're just going to let the clock run now. Once again, facing a 3rd down and long, and a lot of those tonight. Fake pitch. Now they wanted to throw it out in the flat, but Colby kept coverage. Now they get it behind the defense. Weisenberger's got it. He got nailed. Going to be short of the 1st down. Good open field tackle there as Weisenberger got slammed down across the 30 to about the 33. That was a good job by Strite to wait and make that pass after the receiver cleared the defender. And it'll bring up 4th down and 4, and they'll go for it here. No reason not to. Down big. Actually, no, they're going to punt the football here. Snap is a little bit high, and the punt was nearly blocked, and the punter got absolutely nailed. I think the Colby player might have got a piece of the football, and that's why they didn't blow. They throw a penalty there. Hanerfuss got knocked down, but I think the Colby player might have got a piece of that ball, so there was no roughing flag thrown. Ball's going to be down at about the 34-yard line of Colby, and that's why the Hornets will have the football here after the punt, and they can just run the clock down now. Strite taking his helmet off as he comes to the sideline. So we get a timeout on the field. I'll tell you, we'll take a quick one as well. Timeout. Back in a moment. You're watching Colby Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
You're gonna love it.
Winter's coming fast, which means it's time to hit the trails. Bill's Service Center has all things you need to stay warm and dry on the trails this winter. With a full selection of jackets, bibs, helmets, boots, casual wear. And don't forget that Bill's is your chainsaw safety gear headquarters. Bill's Service Center is your one-stop connection for all your cold weather riding gear.
Don't freeze your jingle bells off. Get your cold weather riding gear at Bill's Service Center. Bill's Service Center, where the adventure begins.
And we're back here at Edgar. Some reserves on the field now for the Colby Hornets. Handoff went to Gavin Voss, a sophomore, and he picked up first down yardage on that first carry of the night for him. Across the 40 out to about the 44-yard line. Clock stopped because Voss went out of bounds. 2:16 to play. We got the backup quarterback on the field as well. A handoff, another big run, another first down run for the Hornets. Ivan Hamer, junior running back for Colby, rips off a big chunk of yardage. Backup quarterback Tate Smith is in the game, a sophomore for Colby. With this big lead late, he'll be able to finish this off for the Hornets. Imagine Edgar's got some of their reserves on the field as well.
Looks like it.
Yeah, Carter Butts on the sideline, along with a number of the linemen. Streit's on the sideline. His night is done. And they're going to fake the handoff. The quarterback's going to keep it. A design run for the quarterback. He's got one man to get around, and we're going to get a holding penalty. That flag flew well behind the play. That hold is going to be not involved in the run at all, and that's one that coaches hate. You rip off a big run, and there's going to be a penalty against Colby that didn't affect the play at all. But it'll mark him back with 1:19 to play. That was a design quarterback keeper around the left side. But holding is the call.
Well, this loss is going to sting a little bit for Edgar, but, you know, it's still a long season, still 4 weeks left to go. You're not going to face a team as good as Colby the rest of the way, probably, right, unless it's late in the playoffs, you would think.
You don't control your own destiny for a conference championship, so that goal, you're going to need some help for that. If you're going to win a piece of the conference championship, someone's going to have to knock off the Hornets at some point. Colby finishes up with Pittsville. Then they play at Marathon. They've got Abbotsford at home, and they've got Auburndale at home. So maybe Marathon could possibly give them a game, but Marathon...
Maybe Auburndale. That's in Colby, though, so... Yeah, I mean, who knows?
And they're just going to take a knee, and they'll be able to take one more knee, and this one will be in the books. An impressive victory here tonight for the Colby Hornets, as they come into Edgar and win in convincing fashion. And a reminder once again, coming up, the Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds from Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. How many yards, again, did Colby put on the board here rushing? Do we have that?
I can get it for you real quick.
It was a ton. We can put it that way. And a huge night for Caden Healy, the senior running back for the Colby Hornets, as they take a final knee, and they'll be able to run the clock down, and this one will come to an end. And a humbling loss for Edgar, an exciting and convincing win for the Colby Hornets. 311 yards on the ground for Colby in this one tonight against this Edgar defense. That is a stunning statistic. And we'll go down and try to get some words from Jerry Sins after this one, as we will have the Nasonville Dairy postgame show coming up. Your final score once again from Edgar. Colby gets the victory by a score of 32-6. You're watching Colby Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only in central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
Part of the Masonville Dairy postgame show with Edgar head coach Jerry Sins. Well, I don't know what folks thought when they were coming out here tonight to what they were going to see, but I don't think they thought they were going to see this. I know you're going to have to see the film to know what happened, but from the sideline, what was Colby doing that allowed them to put 311 rushing yards on the board?
Well, obviously, 21, as you know, he ran well tonight, and of course we knew he was a good runner coming in. We had so many momentum killer plays. We started out the game good, and then I don't know if we thought it was going to be easy or what, but we had a guy open for a touchdown, and he tips the ball to their guy, and we had a pass interception we could have just grabbed, and we just didn't get it, and the guy catches it and goes for a touchdown. And so there were many uncharacteristic things that happened tonight that don't normally happen, but and of course, once again, then the momentum gets away from you, and then it's hard to get back. So obviously we got to regroup. We got to start practicing harder. We're going to have to start studying film harder and correct some of the things that went wrong tonight.
You had a chance for some shots over the top, which led you to throw more passes in the game. You didn't connect on a lot of them, but I would imagine, I think there were 18 pass attempts by your team tonight. That's not a normal Edgar game. If 18 pass attempts, that's not something you probably want to see, right?
Of course, when you get behind, you have to try to pass to conserve time. Normally we're ahead, so then we don't want to conserve time, so we want to run the ball. But yeah, it was more of a time factor that no, we need 2 scores. So yeah, throw the ball. If we don't connect, at least the clock will stop and so on. And of course, as the game goes on and it gets worse and worse, well, then you got to pass more and more and hope that you connect and you get some momentum and maybe onside kick and recover it. But of course, none of those things happened tonight.
Well, you've got a lot of season left. Good luck next week.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Edgar head coach Jerry Sins. That's going to wrap things up on the Masonville Dairy postgame show. Your final score once again here tonight: Colby 32 and Edgar 6. I'm Tom King. Thanks for watching on Zaleski Sports.